Germany, Turkey, Greece, China, US. Extreme weather events have become more common than ever. In the last few months alone, we got a glimpse of a possible future if the world fails to rise to the challenge of climate crisis. All this is happening in the middle of a pandemic. In the first of this two-part video, we will talk about climate change from a global point of view. This is a clipping from a newspaper in New Zealand dated August 1912. The prediction of rising temperatures was made over 100 years ago. And yet, here we are wondering if climate change is real. This is especially ironic when people can feel the threat.
You don't expect people to die in a flood in Germany. You expect it maybe in poor countries, but you don't expect it here.
The first world countries who thought they were safe from the effects of climate change have experienced floods, heat waves and forest fires this year alone, which is again a result of rapid industrialization that began in the 19th century. The reactions to these events is baffling, considering that the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change, or IPCC, has been releasing its assessment reports since its formation in 1988. These reports are extremely significant because they form the basis for international negotiations and policy formations like the Paris Accord. So far, 5 assessment reports have been released. A part of the 6th report was released early this month. The 6th assessment report has been the most damning one so far. The 42-page summary for policymakers places the blame of climate change on humans. Without a shadow of doubt, human influence has warmed the climate. Nothing surprising or new there. The climate is warming at a rate that has not been seen in the last 2000 years. All this has been driven by emissions, and it seems no corner of the world has been spared. So if you're planning to escape the adverse events of global warming, sorry. Unless you're Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk or Richard Branson, of course. For the rest of us, Earth is our only home. And climate change is going to get us sooner or later. According to the models published in the 6th report, the global average temperature is going to rise by 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2040. This is a certainty now, the very certainty we wanted to avoid. All the countries which signed the Paris Agreement in 2015 promised that they will do everything they can to avoid the rise. 6 years on, here we are. Only Gambia and Morocco have stuck to their part of the deal, but it has not been enough. According to the models in the report, no matter what we do now, the temperature is going to reach the threshold within the next 2 decades. It may seem minuscule to us, but even a small change in the rise in temperature can have devastating effects. For example, every additional 0.5 degrees Celsius of global warming causes clearly discernible increases in the intensity and frequency of hot extremes, which we know all too well in the last few years, including heat waves, heavy rains, as well as agricultural and ecological droughts, especially in a region like India. So obviously this is alarming. And you'd think that at least the 6th report would be taken seriously, while wildfires rage through Turkey and Greece. But no. How has the world responded? Again, not with enough seriousness, of course. Take this as a typical example. Nowhere in the report is the mention of fossil fuel, the main reason behind the increase of CO2 in the atmosphere. Why, you ask? Each of the lines in the summary report had to be approved by over 190 nations. For example, Saudi Arabia objected to the reference to fossil fuel and emphasized that the word emissions can be used, but not the source of it. Some of the other objections pointed to the wording of the opening statement, which you can see on your screen. Human influence has warmed the climate system, and widespread and rapid changes in the climate have occurred, which was subsequently changed to, it is unequivocal that human influence has warmed the atmosphere, ocean and land. In case you're wondering why these countries were splitting hairs, maybe this will give you some context. Based on IPCC reports, companies and countries can be taken to court. A good example is when the oil giant Shell was ordered by a court in Hague to cut the emissions by 45% by 2030. The goals outlined in the Paris Agreement was referred by the judgment. And so, the wording becomes incredibly important. We can only hope that such attention was paid to actual climatic changes around us. Anyway, compromises happen, and the opening sentence was not as strong as it could have been, disappointing these countries. But when the opposition is from the nations representing almost 40% of the population on this earth, what can you even do? Here's another interesting point. Though climate change is going to impact all of us, the way it does will be different depending on how rich your country is. The countries with better resources will deal with it better and fare better, even though they are primarily responsible for the crisis. Within these countries, some will fare better than others. For island nations, it is the question of existence. Climate change is not an equal opportunity crisis. We are not far away from a time when people are displaced due to the effects of climate change. Before the climate refugees arrive on the shores of rich nations and become their problem, it's time for the developed nations to do their part. As for India, I will explain what the IPCC report means for us in the next video.